Shipping, packaging, logistics, COGS or expense. Most people get this wrong. One small mistake in how you classify these costs can quietly destroy your profit. Let's back it down. Most businesses do record shipping, packaging, and logistics costs, but here is the problem. They don't all treat them the same way. Some dump everything into expenses, others load everything into product cost. On paper, it looks fine until the numbers stop making sense and profits feel off. In this video, we will use simple logic, real examples, and how an easy way to decide where each cost belongs so your reports finally tell the truth. Cost classification won't change how much cash you spend, but it will change how your business looks on paper. The exact same numbers can make you seem profitable or struggling, all based on where costs are placed. That's why this stuff matters more than people think. When costs are classified wrong, product margins get messy and pricing decisions become guesswork. It gets even more confusing for freelancers, students, and early teams who are trying to learn the basics the right way. Fix this and your reports start telling a clear, honest story. If two businesses spend the same, why do their margins look different? COGS, cost of goods sold, is simply the cost of making a product ready to sell. If the product didn't exist, these costs wouldn't exist either. Think of materials, production, and anything directly tied to creating that item because before it reaches the customer. Here is the easy test. COGS usually goes up when you sell more units and slows down when production stops. If the cost rises and falls with how many products you sell, it probably belongs in COGS. So, where does shipping really fit into this? Operating expenses are the cost that keep business running, not the cost of making a specific product. These expenses exist even if you sell nothing this month. Think of rent, software, internet, admin work. The lights stay on whether sales happen or not. The simple idea, operating expenses support the business. They are not usually time based or activity based, not tied to each unit sold. Quick check. Which of your costs would continue during slow or zero sales? This is the key question that clears everything up. Is this cost needed to make the product ready to sell or to run and deliver the business? Don't get stuck on labels. What matters is why the cost exists and when it happens. If a cost is required to prepare the product, it leans toward COGS. If it exists to operate, manage, or deliver the business, it's an expense. Ask this one question every time you record a cost, and your report will instantly make more sense. Ask this question for every cost you record. Shipping isn't one thing, and that's where most people get it wrong. Inbound shipping means bringing materials or products in, is very different from outbound shipping, which is sending products to customers. Same word, total different purpose. So don't ask, is shipping COGS? Ask, which shipping are we talking about? The stage and reason for the shipping decide how it's treated. Same cost, name, completely different classification. Inbound shipping is the cost of getting raw materials or inventory to you from the supplier to your warehouse. This happens before the product is ready to sell. No delivery means no inventory, and no inventory means no sales. Because this cost exists only to prepare the product, is commonly treated as COGS. Simple rule, no inbound delivery, no product. Outbound shipping is the cost of sending the product to the customer from your warehouse to their door. By this point, the product is already made, priced, and ready to sell. Shipping doesn't create the product, it just delivers it because it happens after the product is ready. Outbound shipping is usually treated as an operating expense, not COGS. It supports fulfilled and customer service, not production. And yes, packaging is where things get interesting. Packaging isn't automatically COGS or an expense. It depends on why it's used. If packaging defines the product itself, like a branded box, label, or bottle, it usually leans towards COGS. But if it's just there to protect the item during delivery, bubble wrap, cottons, fillers, it often leans toward an expense. Same material, different role. Ask yourself, does the product exist without this packaging? Logistics and handling cost sit in the gray area. Warehousing, storage, and internal movement can feel like product costs, but timing is different. Storage before a product is ready to sell may lean toward COGS because it supports inventory readiness. Once the product is sellable, those same costs usually support fulfillment and delivery, which lean toward an expense. Don't follow the label on the invoice, follow the purpose and timing of the cost. Here is a simple mental shortcut. Costs before the product is ready, COGS. Cost after the product is ready, expense. Same cost, different treatment. Timing and purpose decide. Use this model to stay consistent. You don't need perfect classification, just a clear, logical way to treat each cost so your reports make sense. You don't need perfect answers, you need consistent logic. Here is a real world example. A small e-commerce store importing products, shipping inventory to the warehouse gets products ready to sell, there's COGS. Shipping products to customers happen after the product exists, there's an expense. The key takeaway, this timing and purpose logic works no matter how big business gets. Keep it consistent and your numbers stay clear. This logic stays consistent even as the business grows. One big mistake people make is treating all shipping the same, blindly copying what others do or ignoring timing. Just because something works for another business doesn't mean it will work for you. Most failures happen when people copy templates without understanding the reason behind them. Instead, build your own simple logic. Test what fits your business and stay consistent. That's how you win. Step by step skill you can apply. Start by identifying cost, then ask when it happens and why it exists. Once you understand that, classify it the same way every time to avoid confusion. The simple four-step thinking works for shipping, packaging, or any expense you deal with. It's not a fixed rule, it's a skill that sharpens your decisions the more you use it. Wrap up. Don't get stuck on labels. Think about why a cost exists. You don't need perfect systems, being consistent matters far more. Clear thinking beats complex frameworks every time. If this helped, drop a comment and how you currently treat shipping or packaging. Let's learn from each other and tell me what cost should we break down next. Thank you very much.